have geothermal power in Kenya, clean energy that everyone looks up to. We are seeing with the growth of digital economy, there is something called data centers, which will be consuming up to 15% of the world energy. And we are very proud, Your Excellency, you are in Naivasha to launch the Green Data Center. That's one of the investment we want to attract to our country so that this ecosystem can create quality jobs for our young people. So those are the policies we are looking at. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, PS Engineer Tanui. And following closely on that, Madam PS Beatrice, what is the imperative for skilling? We've just seen that up to 50% of the global workforce needs to reskill. How is the country adapting its education system to create competitive workers that can take up any opportunities globally?
Thank you very much for that question. Skilling is very important because this is what helps us to convert the knowledge that we have into jobs. And through university education, we optimize what has been consolidated right from primary, secondary, and even the colleges. So we have some basic knowledge, but we know that any curriculum, the content that we learn, cannot be transformed effectively into skills if we don't stress on pedagogy. And pedagogy is the science and art of teaching and learning. I'll just use an example to make this clear. Because in this modern economy, what we need are 4 skills that cut across: ability to communicate, to think critically, to be creative, and to collaborate, because there's just so much you can do as an individual. So from everything that we learn, even if it is ICT, computer technology, everything, you must think, what opportunities are being created for you to develop those 4 generic skills that cut across all the subjects? If you are learning something like strategic leadership, a teacher can come to class and give you notes on strategic leadership and give you a card. What is strategic leadership? Give 3 attributes. You'll give the 3 attributes. And 3 months later, if you are asked, what are the 3 attributes of strategic leadership? You might have forgotten. So how does this relate to building skills? The way that you are taught. If a lecturer or a teacher can ask you to read some text on strategic leadership, and then to talk about it, so that means you understand what you have read, and you can then communicate freely about it. So that means you'll be creative and use good communication skills so that everybody understands. It gets even better if you are asked to develop a small video communicating to the audience about strategic leadership. So that student will be forced to read, to understand, and to communicate. And to create the video, you also look at the skills that they have built. Is the video flat? Is it interesting? How is the background? What else was brought into the video? So when you look at those 2 different ways of teaching and learning, the one is where you are told and you forget. The other is where you are involved in some activity that forces you to think critically, to create something, to communicate, and to collaborate. Because to undertake that exercise, you must work with other people. So the world today involves opportunities that help us to combine critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. When you get those 4 together in whatever you are learning, then you can grow. Allow me, Madam, I know you're running out of time, to just say, for example, through this ICT hub, we are learning very foundational skills, how to create content, how to communicate content. Later, we shall learn how to design different programs. But as you grow in this field of ICT, think about specialization. If it's agriculture, how do you use the different tools you have learned here to modernize agriculture through, for example, precision agriculture? If it is medicine, how do you use the ICT tools you have learned here to use robotics in medicine? So this field is very wide. This is a foundation, but we have many opportunities to build on what you learn here in different fields. And together, we shall march into the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam PS. Next, I want to pick up on your conversation about content and media to just invite our PS, Professor Edward Kisiangani, on the changing face of media and the opportunities that this creates. And as a country, how can we position ourselves and use this unique resource that is the youth of Kenya to leverage media for opportunities, for jobs, and for good?
Thank you very much, Madam Dambuki. First of all, before I come to that question on media, Your Excellency, I want to associate myself with what my colleague PSs have spoken. Sisi ni watu wa mkono wa rais, so when we are here, we are communicating what rais wants us to do. So the first thing that we need to do to think about with regard to our presence here is to understand that this digitization agenda that we are talking about is not something that somebody thought about and just woke up and said, let's go and do this in Kakamega or another place. This is part of the president's agenda. When he was campaigning, he gave you 5 pillars and they moved to 6. One of them is MSME, small and medium enterprises. Another one was food and agriculture, food security. The other one was universal health care, and then housing and settlement, information superhighway, and the creative economy, and finally climate change and environment. Now, the lubricant for all these 6 pillars is the information superhighway. It lubricates everybody. There are opportunities that grow out of the housing and settlement. You want to order for materials, you don't have to travel long distances. You call using the digital connectivity. You are able to connect with people who don't live in your neighborhood to get services. If you go to the healthcare, we are talking about telemedicine, as you have seen. The lubricant is also there, the opportunities within the healthcare, how people want to talk about diseases, the exchange information. It is also there, and access to services. When you talk about agriculture and food security, it is the same. We have done an experiment already with regard to fertilizer, subsidized fertilizer. Is it possible for you as a farmer to sit in your home, use the digital gadgets around you and order for farm inputs? Is it also possible for you to get markets for your food crops without traveling? This is captured within the agriculture sector. There are quite a lot of opportunities. And even when you go back to the housing agenda, it is the same. There are opportunities within that. Those who are selling bricks and other things, you're not going to go and knock on every door of a person constructing a house to ask for materials. It goes into climate change. Using these digital skills, we can access information about climate changes across the world and predict what is going to happen here if it's happening in other countries far from here. So it is the game changer that we are digitizing in order to empower our people to make things happen. When the president was campaigning, he talked about, especially in the area of agriculture, he says, we are not going to introduce anything new. We can ask people to grow their crops, but they just enhance the production. When they enhance the production, the next thing they will do is value addition. The digital platform provides an opportunity to do value addition to our food crops. and then you look for market. Markets also provide an opportunity for you to look for far-flung areas to get markets for your products, and then you make money and put money in the pocket. So that is why we are doing that kind of thing. This digital agenda is embedded in our agenda, the 5 pillars that the president campaigned on. So it's not something that we have just thought, and we have come to you people, our citizens, our distinguished citizens, to explain that we are not doing something that we just dreamt of last night. It's part of our agenda. The second thing that I want to talk about is about the fact that there were immediate things, because this is critical, Madam Dambuki. I am the chief communicator of government. The second thing that we talked about was there were priority areas that we picked on. Apart from the long-term pillars I've just mentioned, the priority areas, bringing down the cost of living and creating jobs was one of them. These jobs are being created within the digital superhighway. So when we do that, if you check the priority areas, bring down the cost of living, foreign exchange, stabilization, and eliminating hunger, you will find that digitization plays a big role in that area. So a center like this one is going to skill the young people that come here, and they will use those skills to engage the rest of the world in all those areas that we have mentioned. Now, coming to your the media situation, the traditional media was used to news, as you have seen. It was going to the market here at the road from Kisumu to Ebuye. You stand there and look for a newspaper vendor to look for information. When we were growing up, a newspaper would come to us at midday the following day. But today, a story is written, people comment on it the same second. Yes. So when you see it the following day, it is still news. What we have been asking the media to do is also to migrate and get jobs through content creation on the digital platforms where information flows very fast, and it's faster than the planes you see around and the vehicles you see around, create those opportunities to engage our people. Content creation is one of them, and there are many other products with that kind of thing. Yes. Newspapers can put themselves, media can put themselves, cut out a niche in agriculture sector, have experts who exchange information, do research online to support the farming communities all over, including those in the health sector. I would go on and on, but because I don't have time, and my job is to say what the president expects me to do, I am communicating this so that we do not misinterpret the agenda of government and think this government is not doing everything that we want. Everything that this government is doing is what you voted it to do, yes. And it is doing it. Kenya is in the right hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, PS Kisiangani. Thank you very much. And so for the rest of my speakers, we'll request you now 2 minutes. So that we can also give our audience a moment to comment. I will start with Adam Lane, that is Government Affairs Lead, Kenya Huawei, and strongly coming in from the private sector. The question is, how can technology companies help the country expedite its journey towards digital transformation with all the skills, all the expertise that a company such as Huawei brings?
Thank you, Josephine. I just want to mention the 3 things I think that are important. One is around infrastructure, the second is around skills, and the third is around cloud-based applications and making use of infrastructure and use of those skills. The origins of this project that we're launching today was a lot of fiber in Kakamega that's already there. A lot of buildings like this Tibet already here. So how do we actually leverage and make better use of existing resources, both fiber and buildings and of course people? There's an ICT teacher here. What they didn't have was high-speed internet. And they didn't have a lot of computers. So our partner, Zero Konza, came in and provided some of the computers, for example. Huawei came in with what our value is in terms of the active internet equipment, the switches, the routers, the access points, and so on, and the smart screens. And I know the smart screens, the PCS saw them, I think, earlier. The chief guest, they were projecting from the computers, they were editing, playing videos. Actually, they've been very transformative. I think they're underrated, I know. Even in places where the internet has gone off, the smart screens still work, and people have really found them hugely valuable. So that infrastructure, taking advantage of what already exists is the first thing. The second thing, of course, is around skills. We, of course, have a huge amount of skill set in Huawei we want to share with other people. So we have a wide range of training programs. We work closely with the Ministry of Education and many universities and TPETs across the country. And we work closely with the Ministry of ICT as well, on many programs, Seeds for the Future, ICT Academy, and others too. And the third point is around the applications. Having infrastructure and skills isn't useful unless you can use it for something. So having the cloud functions, whether it's Huawei Cloud or Konza Cloud, and having useful applications there to use infrastructure to really transform, I think as fellow PS mentioned, around agriculture and other areas, that's where the life-changing impact happens. I want to give one very brief example before I finish, where we bring these three together. So we've been also connecting schools in Kenya. Over 21 schools, we'll also be launching them in January. They also were right next to the fiber, and we selected special needs schools. And there we trained the university students to make special software and applications that can be used in those schools. So once you've connected those schools, you're also then developing the applications and content to be used by the teachers and the learners in those schools as well. So we're combining the training of the university students, the infrastructure, and the application content, together with Konza as well, in a way that really brings value and helps solve a pressing need for social and special needs education. So I think that's just my brief I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adam. And following closely to that is Humphrey Muchuma of Inua AI. Emerging technology as a disruptor, sometimes almost take away of the jobs, but also it's creating a huge opportunity for jobs. How can we leverage emerging tech to create opportunities and jobs? And what is the future? And how do we play in 2 minutes?
In 2 minutes, give me 3, please.
Right.
I think it's important. I'll start with we will have, AI is going to take up a lot of jobs in every sector, in every industry vertical. Even in doctors, they will not lose their jobs, but there are certain kind of jobs they'll be doing. Even teachers, we actually have a team in the US that we work with that actually have avatars of teachers that actually use voices of teachers to teach. So the teacher can actually program that avatar to teach, and he or she will take off, some time off from teaching. So it's going to take some jobs, but at the same time, it's going to create multiple jobs in the industry. But it's also important for our young people to take note of this. I'm going to rush through it really quickly. So let me look at the skills that our young people really need to upskill on. We'll look at the technical skills. I decided just to put them down. So we all have like the basic digital literacy, which is happening right there. But most importantly for us is to understand that the future is moving towards data analytics. So key skills in Excel, SQL, Python, those programming languages, web development, software development, cloud computing, AI and machine learning. When I'm talking about AI and machine learning, I'm talking about knowledge of AI concepts, data modeling, and tools like PyTorch. Those for the technology people will understand that. So, and then for another area that is really growing and is big is in the digital marketing space. So something as simple as search engine optimization. I'm saying this because majority of us are students, so for them just to take note. And then there's social media management. I didn't realize it has great potential until I started employing people in my company to work for Fortune 500 companies in the US. Content marketing, we've touched about it as well, and then the analytics. And then in cybersecurity is big. Data security, knowledge of protecting sensitive data, of course, and then threat analysis. An area that has been neglected is the side of compliance. You're not just there looking at the machines, the computers to check on the threats, but you're also enabling organizations comply. And then there's the creative skills in graphic design, video production, and then the soft skills that our sister, Madam PS Nyangala, has talked about: collaboration, communication, which is key, critical thinking, adaptability, and then specialized skills in niche areas like e-commerce, which you've touched on, and then blockchain technology, data annotation. We'll adopt, I think, close to around 20 students.
Yes.
We'll give them full-time jobs to do data annotation from maybe around February. Through our organization.
Yeah. Clap for that. We have 20 jobs. Thank you.
Yeah, so, and I think what we need to encourage most will be continuous learning. Yes. Continuous learning is important. AI is not coming to take up our job, but it will create multiple jobs.
Yes.
And the multiple jobs I'm talking about is what I've just read about.
Okay.
So we need to upskill in those areas.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And bringing it home, Honorable Eddie, I want to ask a question. This can only be done in the context of counties. And today we are in Kakamega County. The question is, how is the county leveraging its leadership position to provide direction that enables that change to happen at the grassroots level?
Thank you very much, Madam Dambuki. First of all, before I answer your question, I want to note that Kakamega County has a population of 70% youth, that is 35 years and below. And as counties, we are leveraging on that by passing policies and legislation that support the digital economy. Also, as a Kakamega County specifically, we have come up with a digital skills development bill that will ensure continuous institutionalization of training and the maintenance of these hubs. So as a counties, we are coming up with policies like in Kakamega County, we have come up with policies that requires us to have data centers in each and every municipality. And for now, through the leadership of the governor, His Excellency Fernandez Baraza, we are coming up with a data center in Mumias and another one in Malava. Also, as counties, we are also coming up with enough budgetary allocation continuous to sustain these digital hubs and data centers that we are coming up with. So it is through legislations that also attract partners from fund-wide through PPP bill that we've just passed recently to invite them to come help us develop these hubs and maintain them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give them a good round of applause. Thank you. I want to transition this to a question and answer session, but only two. So the first two persons with burning questions, I can see one. One more? Two, yes. So please be upstanding. We have our team will help with roving mics. Please make your question 1 minute each. We have a team from Konza, from the ministry, that will be able to stand up so that in case you have any other questions, you can see one of our colleagues for that engagement. Let's start with the gentleman right at the front. Introduce yourself and ask your question.
Okay, my name is Gildon Opatishioso. I'm the MCA representing the people of Busoto South. We know that digital hubs have the potential to catalyze economic transformation through skills development, innovation, and job creation. However, I have a concern. I wanted to know, how does the county government, in collaboration with the stakeholders, plan to equip youth not only with technical skills, but also with financial literacy and entrepreneurial competencies to turn digital opportunities into tangible economic growth? And then number two, with the increasing global demand for locally relevant and diverse digital content, what specific strategies are being implemented through these digital hubs to empower content creators in Kakamega County to monetize their work, access global platforms, and protect their intellectual property while ensuring their contributions significantly impact the local economy? Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, officials, government officials. My name is Rosemary Segero. I'm a president of a company called Africa SIG Economic Development and an organization called Hope for Tomorrow. We focus on innovation and research, looking at vulnerable communities. I'm so excited and happy. I lived overseas for many years, and to say the truth, Kenya is one of the most innovative countries in the world compared to the really developed countries. So thank you very much. And my question is, while we are trying to talk here. We can talk as much as we talk. What about the infrastructure of power and electricity? As much as we talk when it comes to classes and actual IT itself, we need sustainable electricity power to run all you are talking about. So how can we partner with you? Because I focus more in the rural areas more than urban areas. And the most important thing is collaboration. Private sector, NGOs, and the government. This is where the collaboration and partnership, how can we partner to make what you are saying work really? Because when you come from here, you'll go to Nairobi, you leave us in the rural area, nothing is happening. So we want that collaboration to follow with you what you are saying, that it happens. Thank you so much for this event.
Thank you very much. So allow me to ask that we take a response to the questions. I'll request my CEO, John Paul Okwiri, to respond to the question about capacity building, moving between tech skills, financial literacy skills, and also strategies to support content creators within the context of how we've structured the program under Jitume to support literacy for the youth. Please.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Konza Technopolis, we are at the forefront of this digital transformation. And in this, we have worked through our Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy to create the program of Jitume Digital Enablement Program. This program, as I had mentioned earlier, focuses on providing in the right infrastructure in as far as ensuring that our institutions and our hubs are connected to the Wi-Fi, to the internet, and also we are able to provide the young people with the computer devices, and in that we are also able to provide training opportunities, skilling and upskilling, as had been mentioned by my colleague, and also we are also linking them up with the digital jobs. And this, we are working with partners. We have partners like Huawei who are also supporting in ensuring that the right skills are imparted to these young people in as far as the changing technological environment. Also, we have other partners like Inua AI. My colleague Humphrey has mentioned how he's been able to create job opportunities for more than 200 young people. And still, we are working together to ensure that we open more digital hubs. We have partners like Microsoft, who is currently training, having a target of training 1 million young people on digital skills in as far as emerging technology is concerned. So this is a program that is here to stay, and we intend to create more than 1 million jobs in the next 3 to 5 years through this program. And it is a program that is sustainable because these young people are able to learn and work in a practical environment. And we believe that with such kind of programs going on, our young people are going to get job opportunities. And also finally, on the content creation, our digital hubs are designed in a way that we are able to provide them with an environment for content creation, for video, animation, filmmaking, and so on and so forth. So this is a program that is self-sustaining, and we intend to work more with partners to ensure that the young people are benefiting from this program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. And the last question, I'll request our PS, Engineer John Tanui, to kindly support. And this is a question on how do we ensure infrastructure, such as power, electricity, to enable the sustained success of these programs in the counties.
Thank you, and I want to comment 2 questions. First, as PS Kisiangani said, we are not working in isolation. We are working as one government. And you can see here today, we are with our CS and also Prime Cabinet Secretary. We are working as a whole government. So in terms of equipping the youth with financials, we have also State Department for MSME. We've always worked with them. They would have been here today, PS Susan Mageni, but today there is a launch of Aslafan, so she's not able to be here. So we work to address the financial skills. So in the training, there is also financial skills training. There is also content monetization. As government, we have engaged all the major digital platforms, including Facebook. We are very happy that within the last few months, they've been able to enable monetization in Kenya, and many youth are already demonstrating earnings on those platforms, but also requires better use of those platforms, that it's a place to work and to earn money and to network. In terms of power, similarly, we are working very closely with Kenya Power. We are working with Ketraco, where our governor was working. We are working with all the players there to ensure that power sustainability in the country is enhanced. We are also writing on the infrastructure to fast-track fiber connectivity. We will be pulling our fiber on top of Kenya Power. Kenya Power will also use our fiber to create what we call smart grid, so that they can be able to know anything that's happening on their line on real time, which will improve power efficiency. And in terms of further connectivity, I think Kenya has done so much within the last 10 years in terms of improving the power penetration. But this will continue, and we'll work together with other colleagues, even PS Inga, who is handling markets and urban development. We are working to ensure that also power is addressed, because we also have a challenge on public Wi-Fi's, that some places have challenge on power. So we work collaboratively. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the panelists. I want to invite you to be upstanding. We've come to the end of this discussion. Kindly encourage them with a word of applause. I think they've done a good job. And as they exit, kindly take your seats. I want to invite first as photo. Yes. Thank you very much. I will invite our sound to play the video as our panelists take their seats. Thank you.
Are changing. So if you don't keep yourself updated.
Digital is a new space.
In a global world, things are changing. So if you don't keep yourself updated, you may not do the right thing.
The digital space is a great space in fostering innovation.
Providing access, internet access to the underserved, particularly educational institutions and healthcare facilities.
This is actually changing the whole spectrum of TVET.
Kakamega Vocational Training Center is among the 68 polytechnics or VTCs in Kakamega County. We have a total number of 8 courses, all of them depending on ICT. The polytechnic had only 3 computers that were running across departments. Kenya people could not even like to interact with the TVETs. They believed it's a home of failures because learning was very traditional.
We didn't have internet, so we only relied on books. In most cases, we just used to learn theory.
We conduct continuous medical education, CMEs every Wednesday. So initially, we used to use the projector, which was a bit difficult even to set up and to work with. During medical education sessions, when they don't have airtime, it used to be difficult for members of staff to access the internet.
A lot of collaboration was needed to be able to enhance broadband access to the underserved, and this needed contribution from the government, private sector, and also the communities. With the support of Huawei having to go on site and deploy infrastructure in places where dark fiber had been identified and deliver access to institutions that previously did not have internet access, that was tremendous. Deploy fiber network to 2 TVETs. There's also the provision of smart screens, now not only for the academic institutions, the TVETs, but also for the healthcare facilities, to serve and contribute to telemedicine initiatives to these healthcare facilities.
And this idea screen has been of great use to us. We're able to connect, direct, and make the presentation. Virtual sharing of information between facilities, they're able to be more effective, and therefore it makes their work easier and handling patients.
Once the internet came in, we have enough computers, all trainings, they are done here. Learning has been very easy in these institutions.
Youth within the community were impressed with the ICT and the internet connection. The Polytechnic even grew in high number of enrollment, right from 286 to 636.
Availability of internet has helped me more things like networking, seeking job online, communication, advertisement. It has now opened me millions of opportunities.
And we are very proud of what our TVETs is doing. People with good skills in electrical, in mechanical, in building, in wiring, in ICT.
We are also doing skill development with a plan to train as many Kenyans as possible to boost their employability.
And so I think that collaboration is very fruitful. It is needed.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to address you at the launch of this connectivity project in Kakamega County, Kenya. This project underpins what we all want in digital development, to empower communities so that they can realize their full potential. Connectivity is at the heart of digital transformation, but connectivity also sparks digital transformation. Institution by institution, individual by individual, connection by connection, one at a time. This is why this project is so significant. The connectivity you have delivered means access to digital learning, telemedicine, and many other opportunities. The story of digital transformation is a story of partnership, and so it is here for us to see. Kenya is on a journey set by its digital master plan. Plus, please allow me to congratulate the government of Kenya, the Minister of Information, Communications and the Digital Economy, and their agencies, the ICT Authority, Konza Technopolis, and the Communications Authority of Kenya for the vision expressed today. Please allow me to congratulate Huawei Technologies for their initial commitment to support the Connected to Recover research competition during the pandemic. Huawei then made a subsequent commitment to implement the findings from the research as part of their pledge under ITU's Partner to Connect Digital Coalition in collaboration with Strathmore University. Kakamega County has been an essential local partner, and we thank them. Connecting Malava Sub-County and Kakamega Provincial General Hospitals and the 2 technical and vocational educational training centers in Kakamega County and St. Paul's, Shianta contributes to Kenya's connectivity agenda. Thanks to this, some 1,250 students and more than 3,000 local citizens will now enjoy internet access, enhancing their education and access to job opportunities, and the 2 hospitals can implement telemedicine and enhance healthcare using the digital platforms. We move now to project evaluation, which is an integral component of this project. I applaud this initiative and the partnership story it represents to create an inclusive digital future in Kenya and indeed for the world. With this, I thank you.
Thank you That was the remarks from the ITU Director, Mr. Cosmas Zavazava. Right now, allow me, sir, to invite the Chief of Staff to move to the next stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, and Acting CS for Internal Security, Your Excellency, Governor, Deputy Governor, Excellencies, members of the County Assembly, ladies and gentlemen. We have about 20 minutes to come to the conclusion of this particular session so that the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Governor can move to Buhongo Stadium. Allow me very briefly to recognize the presence of MCAs who have come in their large numbers, and in a minute ask the Leader of Majority, the Honorable Maina, to just recognize your colleagues and make a 1-minute remark.
Okay. Excellency Prime Cabinet Secretary, Excellency Governor Kakamega County, all other guests, good afternoon. Okay, my name is CPA Philip Maina, a Leader of Majority, Kakamega County Assembly. I have a very brief task to do here, to recognize members of County Assembly in the midst. Honorable members, wherever you are, kindly be upstanding. Our chief guest, on your right, you have about 20, on your left, another 10 or so. So we are quorum in this sitting. Thank you, and just recognize the Leader of Minority, Honorable David Takwa, is also among us. Mind just to tell us that we will support, as been said by the ICT chairperson, any policy that requires to support this initiative. The County Assembly is willing and ready to do the same. Thank you, and karibuni Kakamega.
Thank you very much. We now go to Mr. Stephen Zhang, Deputy CEO, Huawei Kenya.
Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. Musania Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Margaret Nyambura Ndungu, CS Ministry for ICT and Digital Economy. Your Excellency Fernandez Balaza, Governor of Kakamega County, PS here today, PS ICT and Digital Economy, PS Broadcasting and Telecommunication, PS Higher Education Research, honorable members of the Parliament, PCAs, and regional and county commissioners, and all other guests. Good afternoon. I want to begin by thanking our host of having us here today, the Governor and his team from the Kakamega County, and the Cabinet Secretary for the ICT, the digital economy, and her team, and the principals from the Polytechnics, whom we have worked with closely for the last 1 year to set up these digital hubs. For over 20 years, Huawei have been working in Kenya, hoping the government achieving its digital transformation, and hoping Kenyans access and use the latest technology to improve their lives. Over half of our staff globally working in the research and development. This reached 100,000 staff. So we can develop the best ICT solution. In line with the government digital superhighway agenda, we have supported these digital hubs to connect them to fiber, to provide the wider coverage and high capacity Wi-Fi, and to provide smart borders. We have a similar program collecting schools around the country, including this the Vihiga, whose principals are here all today. We also supported Malava and Kakamega hospitals. Today, we have seen the evidence. This is the transforming the education, creating opportunities, enabling the youth to participate in the digital economy and increasing the incomes. Along with providing advanced ICT solutions, Huawei is building advanced ICT skills through the ICT economy program, which politics are part in. We also have the basic digital skills programs, such as through the digital track that is recently trained the 350 people in remote areas of the Marsabit together with the communications authority. These two hubs are not only benefiting the 1,037 people and the staffs, but also thousands of the other community members. When we do the projects like this with our partner, as well as the building the mobile and fiber network all around the world, I am proud Huawei is bringing many of the people into the digital economy. The digital hubs that we are launching today from the part of the plaque that the Huawei made in 2022, the ICT partner to collect a digital alliance. Back then, we promised that we would collect 120 million people, extra people across the globe by December 2025. Today, I am very proud to share with you that Huawei odds already exceed this target 1 year earlier. By end of October 2024, Huawei ICT solution have brought connectivity to 121 million people in the rural area of nearly 80 countries. Furthermore, 34 of these countries are on the United Nations list of the world 46 list the development country. It is critical that all of us continue to work together to make sure no one is left behind in the digital economy. And I look forward to further collaboration with our partner from government and the private sector in the future, and make more contribution to the Kenya. So I believe in the future, this two digital hub is just the start. We will bring each county and each sub-county all have the digital hub. Salibasala. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy CEO. Allow me to convey the apologies of the Honorable Titus Hamala, our area MP, who is out of the country on official duty. And in his position, allow me to invite the County Commissioner, who will invite the Regional Commissioner. I've been told the Regional Commissioner will come and make his remarks.
Thank you very much, MC, for this opportunity. Our chief guest, the PCS, Cabinet Secretary, Principal Secretary, His Excellency the Governor, the Deputy Governor, Principal Secretaries, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Yes, my name is Irongo Masharia. I'll take a very short time here. I'm the Regional Commissioner. First, I'll start by introducing my teams, so that we deny our opportunity to the County Commissioner and his team. Please stand up. The County Commissioner and his security team. Thank you. Then we have, you may sit. Then we have the Regional Security Team. We have the Regional Police Commander, and others are amongst us. Okay. Heads of department from the region and the county, please, you may stand up. Okay. Yes, thank you for representing the rest. So I said my name is Irongo Masharia, and I will have very brief remarks to make. And the first one that I want to make is to say that us, as the people in security, we want to assure you of a very conducive environment for what you are doing for this hub and the region in particular. Because without that very secure environment for what you do, you may not succeed. So we want to assure you of your security, wherever you will be. Particularly in this festive season, as the chairman of the Regional Security Committee, I want to assure you that we want to assure you of a very safe and secure environment for your festivities and doing what you are doing socio-economically, culturally, and whatever you'll be doing within the region. Secondly, we want to say, now that we are going digital, and we are the men on the ground, the national government administrative officers, and we have digitized majority, if not all, the government services that we are providing in this country. We want to say that we are committed to getting the message to the people, the Wajikos at the grassroots level, who must know that the services are already online. The majority of the government services are online. We also want to assure you that we will reach the youth wherever they are so that they take the opportunity in the digital economy and make sure they make very good use of these hubs and those others that will be done. So that is the assurance we want to make. I say that we are here and we are ready to work with you to make digitization of the services and the digital economy work. Thank you.
Thank you, Regional Commissioner. Now allow me, Your Excellency, to invite PS Engineer John Tanui, who will recognize and ask colleague PSS to make a remark and then make a 2-minute remark.
Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, our Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Margaret Ndungu, my colleagues, PSS, Your Excellency, the Governor, Deputy Governor, Regional Commissioner, colleagues, good afternoon. Your Excellency, we are very excited to be here today in Kakamega, courtesy of the digital agenda. We have established about 274 digital hubs across the country. This is one of them. And when we had conversations, our aim is to ensure we engage. We don't just launch and leave it. We want to engage with the various stakeholders. And we said wherever we travel across the country, we want to be able to have engagement through town halls. Your Excellency, this is, I think, almost the 6th town hall we are having across the country, and we'll continue to engage our youth, our stakeholders in across the country and discuss opportunities in the digital space. Now it's my pleasure just to recognize my colleague PSS. We have here PS for higher education, PS Inyangala. Let's recognize her. My colleague PS for broadcasting and telecommunication, Professor Edward Kisiangani. We also have several of our colleagues from our agencies, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy. We have the secretaries present. Please stand up, Mary, Washington, and various agencies, ICT Authority. We have Concert Technopolis Development, the CEO is here. Data Protection, Office of the Data Protection. We have also Communications Authorities here. So the whole community and our leadership of the CS, we are here to ensure this agenda takes place. Representative also for PS TVET is here. Thank you very much for joining us. We want to also really appreciate our partners. Of course, the lead partner today, Huawei Technologies, who are here. Inua AI is here, and many others that are making sure these digital hubs are sustainable. Huawei, we congratulate you. You made a commitment under the ITU Partner Connect, and you committed to connect 120 million people across the world. And you've demonstrated your commitment, and you have exceeded that target, achieving it earlier than committed. Congratulations, and thank you very much for doing that. Your Excellency, we really want to thank also the county government of Kakamega for this partnership. We've done already 8 digital hubs in this county. We have laid infrastructure in this county of over about 280 kilometers. We are committing to connect between now and June another 124 locations in this county. So we will continue to collaborate and also work with members of parliament to ensure that digital hubs, one in every ward, is a reality. I'll stop there, and now it's my pleasure to invite His Excellency the Governor
to pick from there. Welcome, Your Excellency, Governor Barasa.
Our chief guest for today, Your Excellency, Dr. Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, our CS for Information, Communication, and Digital Economy, Dr. Margaret Nyambura, our Deputy Governor, our PSS President, our partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Before I make a few remarks, allow me to recognize our Deputy Governor, the Honorable Ayub Savula. Just stand and wave to the congregation. Huyo ni mtoto wa pastor. He also happens to be a pastor in our cabinet. I also want to request if we have any chief officers, CECs from the county government of Kakamega and executives be outstanding. Thank you very much. Apigwe makofi. Thank you. In the interest of time, Your Excellency, allow me to make a few remarks. Then I invite the CS for ICT, who will later invite you to make your final remarks. I wish to start by welcoming all of you to Kakamega County, famously known as the Green Jewel 037. Today is a very important day for Kakamega County, as we are witnessing a major undertaking that will revolutionize the way our young people learn and work, courtesy of the collaboration with the national government, the county government, and our development partners. My administration prioritizes the development of infrastructure that will facilitate wealth creation by our people. This is why we are expanding the learning infrastructure in all our 68 county polytechnics. Given the role of ICT in the modern world of work and business, we offer compulsory ICT-related units in all our 68 county polytechnics. We have designated 12 of our county polytechnics as centers of excellence in ICT, even though they have not been equipped to the expected standards. And our request to our partners is, as we launch the digital hubs today in Kakamega County, Polytechnic, and Shianda, let us extend to the other 10 polytechnics so that we have a full coverage in the 12 sub-counties. Courtesy of our partners, Shianda and Kakamega County Polytechnics are now equipped with modern computers, and we are working on the internet connectivity. We also want to appeal to our partners to increase the number of computers because, as you can see, the population here has grown almost 3 times. And I know after the launch of the digital hub today, the enrollment will even triple. And that is why we just need to do early preparation so that we can increase the number of computers to facilitate the digital economy classes to progress. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, in April this year, I made a request to the Ministry of Education for support in equipping our 12 ICT labs and in every sub-county with computers and internet connectivity. We are yet to receive a positive response on this matter. I seek your support in these areas so that we can give our youth a conducive environment of work and accessing cutting-edge knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, information communication technology permeates every sphere of lives, and I want to appreciate PS Kisiangani for highlighting the fact that we need digital information superhighway in every sphere of life, in medical, climate change, ICT, education, etc. In fact, ICT is managing to bridge the gap in the knowledge sharing and general participation in social, political, and economic affairs faster than we ever imagined. It is the modern super equalizer, given it is characterized by inclusion regardless of age, race, ethnicity, gender, or even geography. My vision is to see all our students in our county polytechnics graduate with the necessary capacity to take advantage of our digitized work and business landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, the digital hubs being launched today will give our students the rare opportunity of learning about global professional practices in other areas of training. A digital hub is in itself a virtual school that will enable our trainees to interact with other players elsewhere in the world. And to our students, there's no limit to what you can learn if you are operating within these digital hubs. Every new experience will open up more possibilities for you as long as you are curious. The possibilities at your disposal now include enrollment for online complementary courses and doing digital jobs. These heavy investments are a challenge to you to explore global opportunities by marketing your competencies. As I conclude, I wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our partners for making this occasion a reality. My administration commits to ensure that the resources installed in these digital hubs benefit our students and all the surrounding opportunities and communities optimally. Before I invite the CS for ICT, allow me to comment on one topical issue, because as a politician, lazima niongee siasa kidogo. We are aware that the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and our party leader, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, have a lot of goodwill to reconstitute the IBC in order to facilitate by-elections which are pending and also to prepare for the next general elections for 2027. However, we have some litigants who are frustrating that process. Wameenda kotini. We know very well that Azimio and Kenya Kwanza agreed on the reconstitution of the IBC commissioners, except one dissenting voice from the Wiper, and thereafter supporting or promoting litigants to go and frustrate the process of reconstituting the IBC. I want to challenge all the leaders to support the issue of reconstitution of the IBC. We need to move on as a democratic country because we cannot afford to have a lacuna in the IBC reconstitution. So my appeal is to all the leaders of goodwill to focus on supporting the President of the Republic of Kenya and our party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, as they forge forward to ensure that we have an IBC that is operational to facilitate the by-elections. Others, I want to thank you. Nawashukuru sana. Nawakaribisheni Kakamega. This is a very hospitable county. And for those who are visiting for the first time, we have the only existing tropical rainforest here. That is the Kakamega forest. I invite you after the launch of today, take some time to visit our tropical rainforest so that you can see, I'm sure my brother will be happy to meet a few snakes. We have almost 1,000 species of snakes in our forest, and we also have over 500 bird species in our Kakamega forest, and that is why we are very proud that we depend on rain-fed agriculture, and here in Kakamega, rain is actually attributed to our Kakamega forest, and so we support all the efforts, and we invite our partners to also support our greening program of making sure that we conserve our Kakamega forest. With those many remarks, it's now my humble duty to invite CS ICT, Daktari Margaret Nyambura, to make a few remarks, and then later invite our chief guest, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Makofi kwa waziri. Karibu sana.
our chief guest, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, the Governor of the County of Kakamega, His Excellency Fernandes Baraza, the Deputy Governor, Principal Secretary, ICT and Digital Economy, Engineer John Tanui, Principal Secretary, Broadcasting and Telecommunication, Professor Edward Kisiangani, Principal Secretary, Higher Education and Research, Dr. Beatrice Muganda, Principal Secretary, TVET, Deputy CEO and Managing Director, Huawei, and also Deputy, that is Mr. Samuel Cheng, and Deputy CEO, Director of Public Affairs in Huawei in Kenya, Mr. Stephen Sang, the Principal of Kakamega County Polytechnic, Madam Caroline Kamete, distinguished guests, members of the administration led by the Regional Commissioner, the government officers, and our students. Good afternoon. It's a real honor to be here, Your Excellency. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to each and every individual and group presented here in today's meeting. I deeply appreciate the time, resources, and effort you have invested to be here. Karibuni sana. We have seen a lot that has been done here, and really glad to see a lady reading. I was telling my colleagues, everywhere where there is a lady, you'll see this kind of progress, and would want to encourage more women to be in that positions, Your Excellency. It is an honor to lead the digital superhighway agenda for our country. This is a transformative initiative aimed at connecting Kenyan to the opportunities of the digital economy. Among its key components, the digital hub stands out as a cornerstone of this vision. These hubs empower our youth by providing access to the internet and other online services that we are rolling out. We already heard what our young people had to say. They are already making dollars, and I think that is a vision we had from the word go. It is our duty as leaders to ensure we double these dollars. It should not be $100 next year. We should be talking about thousands and thousands of dollars that is coming to our communities. As we work to lower the cost of devices, these digital hubs remain our most effective tool for reaching all Kenyans. They provide access to essential services. Devices equip individuals with valuable digital skills and offer high-speed internet, ensuring that no one is left behind on our journey toward a digitally empowered society. Excellency, distinguished guests, I see immense potential to the digital hubs as centers of innovation and inclusion. My vision for these hubs goes beyond providing computers. I envision a diverse range of equipment, including tools for creative economy, such as podcasting and videography, to gear enabling our youth to produce and monetize audio and video content. Again, we are saying we want to create jobs. We want to create jobs of high level, dignified jobs that our young people can do in this digital space. Additionally, I see these hubs as centers of accessibility equipped with assistive technology devices to ensure that people enabled differently can seamlessly access the internet and participate fully in the digital economy. These advancements will empower all Kenyans to leverage digital technologies for creativity, productivity, and inclusion. Distinguished guests, Your Excellency, when it comes to the services that can be accessed online, the most crucial ones are those that allow our youth to earn an income. The internet offers opportunities to enhance existing livelihoods, such as marketing and selling products or services online through social media, websites, or e-commerce platforms. It also opens doors to online job opportunities, allowing us to tap into national, regional, and international markets to make money from our skills. Notably, the benefits of the internet extend beyond just earning money. Being here at Technical and Vocational Education and Training Center underscores the transformative potential of the internet in enhancing skills, whether through online classes or connecting with mentors. The internet also provides access to critical services such as health, agriculture information, which can significantly improve livelihoods and lives of our people. Excellency, as more Kenyans gain access to these services, it creates opportunities for our developers to innovate, market, and sell digital solutions. This virtuous circle will drive the growth of our digital economy, ensuring that every Kenyan has a stake in its success. In line with this vision, a team from Strathmore University, and you had this before, in collaboration with Communication Authority, conducted an evaluation of the digital hub in Kakamega, which has been operational for the past year. Their baseline assessment conducted before the hub was established has been compared with the current impact, revealing significant positive outcomes. Notably, the digital hub has brought clear educational benefits, including increased enrollment as the TVET institution has become more attractive to youth. The addition of smart screens, computers, and online content has enhanced the quality and variety of courses offered. Furthermore, both institutions here and in Shianda, where we will also launch a hub this afternoon, report remarkable growth in ICT access. Before the hubs established, only 20% of learners had access to ICT. This number has now risen to 80%, enabling the implementation of compulsory ICT learning as a common course for all students. This progress confirms yet the gain of digital infrastructure has the power to improve the quality of and access to education for our youth. We noted earlier that 70% of the youth in Kakamega, 70% of the population in Kakamega are youth beyond the age of 35. And these are the people we must support to ensure that they are getting into the digital space to create jobs, to create content, to ensure that they are progressing their livelihoods. The trainers and leaders in the TVET institutions have become more efficient, delivering high-quality services to students. Now courses have been introduced, such as an ICT training program, which has seen 20 teens mothers enrolled. These are testament of the gains that can be made when access to learning opportunities meet sacrifice and determination. And probably before I continue, should we be having teen mothers? No, we shouldn't. We must encourage our young girls, we must support them and ensure that they are completing schools. And to do this, we have to reevaluate our households. How are we bringing up these young people? Because nationally, the gender-based violence, it's very high at the national level. We also have it very high in Kakamega County, as we were briefed early this morning. And the question is, what are we doing as parents? Are we playing our role to ensure that our young girls are completing schools? Are we using this digital superhighway in the right way to ensure that we are bringing cohesion at the household level? Because we are saying we are as good as we keep our household being. And that's why we must use this digital superhighway. As a government, we are committed to connect up to the village, to ensure that you have access to internet that is affordable at the household level, to ensure that we have digital services that the government offers wherever you go to a digital hub, whether it is in your house, in your school, in your local hospital, in your local chief's camp. We'd want you to have connectivity there and be able to access this document. And that's why we must be sure that we are using this for socio-economic development. Let's look at the digital superhighway as the transport system, the road system. That superhighway, we don't just go there to roam around, to waiting for anything to do. We use it when we are moving from point A to point B. And that's how we must make the digital superhighway. It is a superhighway to help you get your e-skills, do your telemedicine, do your e-commerce, get your kids to learn, exchange culture, because again, we must do that. We must ensure that our young people, they are learning from each other. We are learning from people from here, from Kikuyu, from Nakuru, from Isiolo. We must exchange culture. We must really go back to where we came from. The role of our grandparents, again, let us not forget that. With this gender-based violence, with these teen pregnancies, what role can our grandparents, our parents play to help us bring us our young kids? We realize that once you get to the digital space, you get lost, and you are as good as you are knowledgeable, as you are able to navigate through that. And that's why, again, we are talking as a government, we have to start digital household hygiene, cyber hygiene at the household level. That again, we are not letting our children to navigate through these technologies on their own. The same way we don't leave our kids in the middle of Nairobi and assume they'll get home. It's the same thing. You don't give your kids a digital device and assume they'll navigate and know what content to read, and finally in the evening you assume all is well. We must be vigilant to ensure that we protect our future generation. To continue, the community has benefited with many individuals using the computers and internet to apply for jobs. I think that is evidence. We have free Wi-Fi that covers the entire complex, has been transformative, with community members using their own devices for e-commerce and government services, among others. In fact, the availability of free Wi-Fi has directly driven an increase in smartphone ownership, as locals are now willing to invest in smartphones, knowing that they can access free internet. And again, it's about disposable income. Nobody should be using more than 10% of their disposable income to access digital services, because it needs to be a public good. It needs to be a basic right, so that you have to access your government services at an affordable rate. Finally, I wish to remind you of the African saying, which says, if you wish to go fast, go alone, but if you wish to go far, go together. I wish to thank all the partners who have worked with us towards the realization of these hubs, and thanks, engineer, you have already done that for us, but I just want to say I thank Huawei for their support in providing the smart screens and devices that have been used extensively for teaching, connecting the institutions to the government fiber network, offering wide Wi-Fi coverage across the campus, and providing advanced training for the trainers so that they can pass their skills on to students. I extend my gratitude to the Strathmore University for partnering with the government by supporting with the research towards achieving the digital superhighway agenda. And I want to challenge research institutions, let's look at lived experiences. We are connecting these people, but we do want to hear from them. What are they gaining from this connectivity? I think that is very key for us, so that we can continue improving and providing what is needed. And also guide our young people to contextualize solutions, to contextualize use of these digital services, to come up with solutions that we can use both at the national level and at the global level. We are talking of creating jobs, and these are the avenues we'll use to create jobs, to ensure in your bedroom in Kakamega, you can come up with a solution that can solve issues in China, in Estonia, across the globe. I think that's the thinking we'd want to give our children as we move forward. Together, let us continue on the journey for the digital transformation. And with those few remarks, distinguished guests, Your Excellency, I request all of us to be upstanding as I invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency, Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, to address us. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Madam Waziri. Your Excellency Fernandez Baraza, Governor of Kakamega County, and your entire team, Madam Margaret Nyambura Ndungu, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and the Digital Economy, PSS, John Tanui, Professor Kisengani, and Madam Inyangala, members of the County Assembly present here, led by the Majority Leader and the entire team, the Deputy Governor, Crocodile. The principal of the college, Caroline Hamete, our partners, including Steve Zhang from Huawei, stakeholders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hamjambo, muko salama. Asante sana. I am delighted to join you here today for the launch of an Information and Communication Technologies Digital Hub and Conference at Kakamega National Polytechnic. The development of high-end Jitume ICT digital hubs is a groundbreaking initiative being implemented by Konza Technopolis Development Authority under the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy in all technical and vocational education training institutes. It is anchored on the bottom-up economic transformation agenda pillar of the digital superhighway and creative economy that seeks to establish 1,450 digital hubs across the country to stimulate quality jobs and other livelihood opportunities for our youthful population. These hubs are important users of the fiber optic that the government has laid across the country. They are vital entry points to the emerging digital economy that is transforming the lives of citizens throughout the country. The digital hub model ensures that everyone within the coverage area, including students, researchers, and small business operators, have access to the Wi-Fi that it provides. In addition to the fiber internet itself, having Wi-Fi coverage across the entire hub ensures anyone can bring their device to get connected. The free internet provided in these hubs enables our youth to acquire digital skills and connect to global online learning and e-commerce resources. Access to reliable power, either from the national grid or solar systems, is critical to maximize the impact of these hubs on the local communities. The government has practically demonstrated that leveraging digital technologies enhances efficiency and stimulates opportunities for socio-economic transformation. Just a week ago, His Excellency President William Ruto led the nation in celebrating the first anniversary of the e-Citizen Directorate and the remarkable progress we have made in making government services accessible online to all citizens, no matter where they are across the country. We have made incredible progress that has positioned Kenya as a world leader in this field. From a mere 354 services, the government has onboarded over 22,000 services on the e-Citizen platform. This represents 85% of all the services identified for onboarding. Furthermore, the President's directive to collapse 1,130 pay bills into a single pay bill, the 22222, for all payments for government services, has significantly cut down on leakages in government revenue. The turnaround is amazing. Now the government collects billions of shillings more every month, and you can imagine the cry of the cartels who used to siphon this money from the system. We are also proud of the impact of the Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, launched in January 2024, which has increased or led to the increase of number of tourists visiting Kenya by over 20%. Another major achievement is the growth of the Hustler Fund, which has enabled over 21 million Kenyans to have easy and affordable access to finance from their phones or laptops. Besides accessing credit, the online portal enables entrepreneurs to access e-learning resources on how to set up a business and grow their businesses. The Open University of Kenya, which was launched just 15 months ago, has already enrolled students from across 18 counties. It is broadening its academic offering by introducing over 20 new programs at bachelor's, master's, and doctorate levels. These examples demonstrate how the government is leveraging the transformative power of technology to improve the livelihoods of the people. This is the opportunity we are bringing here for the students and the people of Kakamega. You can use the digital hub to work online for companies here in Kenya or overseas. You can promote your goods and services online, or create music and films that you can share online and make a decent living. The world of opportunities is right here on your phone, laptop, or whichever other device you are using. We have partners here who will guide you on how to record podcasts, music, and films. Others will help you navigate through the global job market, access to healthcare information, and entrepreneurship innovation and support services. Let me reaffirm the government's commitment to integrating technology in our entire education system, right from primary schools to high schools, TVETs and universities. Through funding from the Universal Service Fund and the World Bank, our commitment is to scale up e-learning resources to all schools. To assure you that this is not just a promise, I am announcing that today, and I'm very happy, that 3 schools in Vihiga County have also benefited by being connected to the internet and received smart screens for training their students in digital skills. We are preparing these students for the digital economy. I am also pleased to announce the connectivity of Malava and other hospitals in this region to the digital superhighway. This will enable the doctors and other medical staff to connect to their peers and share professional thoughts across the country and globally. Online healthcare services will reduce the cost and time our people spend seeking medical services in the urban centers away from their local areas. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by appreciating the depth of collaboration in this initiative between stakeholders, including the ministry, Konza Technopolis, Kakamega National Polytechnic, the Parliament, the private sector, development partners, civil society, and indeed, the county government of Kakamega. This collaborative approach enhances our whole of government approach to service delivery. I wish you all a highly interactive and successful engagement during this forum. Your thoughts will contribute to unleashing the power of digital technologies to transform the lives of our people. Kwa hivyo, wacha nimalize tu nikisema hii ni nafasi yenu. Hii ni nafasi yetu. Tujiandae, tutumie teknolojia ili tupanue biashara zetu na vile tunafanya mambo mengi katika taifa letu. Vile mlisikia wanenaji kwa ile panel, haswa Profesa Kisiangani akiongea, alisema kwamba yale ambayo yametuleta hapa ni yale tuliangazia wakati tulikuwa tunatembea tukiomba kura, yalikuwa kwa manifesto ya serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. Kwa hivyo juhudi letu ni kuhakikisha kwamba tunasonga mbele katika sehemu mbalimbali. Na teknolojia inaweza kutusaidia sana. Nyinyi wenyewe mnajua mambo ya fertilizer distribution. Hata tukienda mbele, tunapambana na Taifa Care, mambo ya afya, lakini hatimaye kile kitatuokoa ni kuhakikisha kwamba teknolojia imefikia kila mtu na tumejisajili, ndio sasa tutaanza kupata huduma ambayo inatakikana kwa Wakenya wote bila ubaguzi. And I want to tell you, even as we go forward, we want to start even considering, and some work is on progress, so that even the recruitment, some entities have started, like KRA. If you want to be an intern, you can only do so by applying online. We want to move very progressively such that even when it will come to recruiting people in the security sector, like the police and so forth, we will want the first applications to be online so that we minimize ile contact ya binadamu kwa binadamu. Ile ya kusema unaleta watu 4,000 kwa kiwanja, wanakimbia, wanafurutana, wengine wanauza ng'ombe, wengine wanakata plot wanauza, hatimaye wanawachwa nje. Wakienda nyumbani roho imekwisha. Sisi tunataka tukienda mbele, tukitumia teknolojia, tujue kwamba kila detail iko online, alafu tutaanza kuwa na mambo ya kusonga mbele kwa njia inayofaa. Hata kwa police, niliposikia regional commissioner akizungumza, hatimaye sio tu mashule, zile 74,000 institutions ambazo zimezungumzwa na Wizara ya ICT kupitia kwa PS na CS, hata hapo tunataka tuweke police stations. Tunataka tukienda mbele tuwe na digital OB. Unajua digital OB hakuna nafasi ya mtu kusema atatoroka na page moja ama mbili. Na hatimaye tutaanza kuhakikisha kwamba efficiency inaingia kila pahali. Hata yale waziri amezungumzia, kwa mfano kuhusu gender based violence, na tukitoka hapa tunaenda kwa mambo ya gender based violence, lakini ni vizuri nizungumze kidogo nikiwa hapa. You know, one of the biggest problems also is intimidation and fear of reporting when there are cases of this nature. Lakini kwa teknolojia, kupitia kwa njia ya teknolojia, we can develop a very strong coalition where through the privacy of a place, issues around gender-based violence can be brought to the attention of the authorities so that proper action can be taken against these fellows ambao wanasumbua jamii kila pahali. Kwa hivyo tuko na nafasi kubwa, lakini hatimaye the biggest thing is to be able to grow our economy using technology. It is so important. Ni jambo la muhimu sana. Na mimi nataka tu niwasihi vijana wetu, shule zetu, let us invest in this technology platforms we are being offered, both financially, but also let's use our own resources, our own commitment. We invest in technology. It's going to be make a very big difference for us. Sitaki kusema mengi because I think all has been said. So it is now my pleasure and honor to declare the Kakamega National Polytechnic Digital Hub and Conference officially open.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
God bless all Kenyans and our beloved nation. And I want to continue appreciating the role of the county government, hapa Kakamega and others. Baraza mushikilie. It's so important that devolution is consolidated, it becomes stronger, it becomes more efficient, because where devolution has been applied positively, there's a very significant difference in the lives of people. And we look forward to Kakamega being the trailblazer in this region when it comes to focusing on devolution. And you have the leadership that can do that. Tunawatakia heri kabisa ili haya mambo yawe vizuri. Yale mengine ya kisiasa ametaja kweli. Na ni kweli. Sasa hata wewe hapa, ikiwa baba wanasikizana na President Ruto, na mimi pia nimepewa assignment ya kukimbia kwa kimataifa ili tusaidie baba naye akuwe mkubwa wa AU. Wewe ni Sasa tushikane, tufanye kazi pamoja, tuende mbele. It is so important tusipoteze wakati. By the way, 2 years have gone. Miaka miwili zimeenda. Kwa hivyo kama wewe una lengo la kurudi kwa cheo fulani, wacha kupiga domo. Wacha kupiga domo, kila pahali domo. Tekeleza, kwa sababu miaka miwili, 2025 na 2026, that is where the difference will come in. That is where you're either going to shape the minds of your electorate, or you might as well start preparing early, uende nyumbani mapema. So we've got 2 years gone, we have 2 years to implement, so that at least you have something to tell the electorate when we get to that other stage in 2027. And I want to echo the point raised by the governor, that we need to complete the exercise of constituting the IEBC. And sometimes you can keep on blaming the government. Sometimes rightly so, but also sometimes wrongly so. Because after a process has been done, and then somebody goes to court, it's their right, yes. But the government, being a law-abiding government, it has to wait for the court process to be dispensed with. It has to wait. Sasa wale wanachelewesha ni wale wamekimbia kotini, ndio wa drag process ya kuhakikisha kwamba IEBC inakuwa constituted. Sasa hawa wanachelewesha watu wengi, na tukienda mbele, haya ndio maswali lazima tujiulize. If you keep going to court, is it because now you are pursuing a right, or is it a move you are making because you have an ulterior motive to make the government look awkward, to make the government look like it does not want to constitute the IEBC? So the way things are, it seems now we have reached a stage where people want to bring in an ulterior motive, so that you delay a process and you make the government look bad. But what we want is to have institutions that are working, we have free and fair elections, and we move forward. But today, let us embrace technology. Let us embrace technology. Na watu wa Western hapa, mashamba hamuna bwana. Ama munayo? Ama munayo? This is a very, your average, I don't know what is the density in Kakamega per square kilometer, what, 1 to 700? Or something like that. So your density is very high. And the issue of the traditional economic parameters of land and so forth are becoming very constrained. So we must look elsewhere. And the only viable and immediate opportunity is to go for technology. Let us embrace it and change our fortunes, na tuweke hiyo pesa mfukoni na watu waende mbele. Asanteni sana. I wish you a Merry Christmas and also a peaceful one, so that we can cross the year and start as a refreshed people. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. We request you remain on stage for one photo session with His Excellency the Governor, the CS for ICT, Dr. Margaret Ndungu, the Huawei MD and Deputy CEO, and the No Africa CEO. Thank you.